Go squad.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to bring you guys my 6th episode here of the How to KEM series on Blitz Whiteout. This is actually one of my most KEM'd maps, so I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on how to play this one. But I'm saying that you're offending from this side, so you're the hosting team starting first round. Usually I like to work the left side of the map. It's really not that hard to work this side, it's just that sometimes you'll get like really bad delays in people actually coming at you. So usually I'll try to come up here, hang around this rock a little bit, and head glitch this, because usually we get 1 or 2 people running through the middle, and you can just pick them off for a couple easy kills right off the start, and that gets your streak going. But you don't want to be too aggressive off the start, just because of how people usually, for some unknown reason, they'll run around that left side, all the way to the left side, and try to pick you off maybe with a sniper or something like that. Either way though, this is a pretty decent head glitch, I would say, with the hill right there. So you can usually just try to stick here, and you usually can outshot them pretty easily, which even if you want to go back to this spot later on, it still works after you get your streak going, but usually I move up a little bit to try to get the streak going, just so you don't have to try to deal with flipping the sides to the other one, and then trying to deal with what I'll show you guys later on the other side of the map over there. Either way though, that head glitch right there, and then you deal with this head glitch right here, and just try to do what you can, and after you feel like you're comfortable enough to move up, either your team's pushing in front of you, or you just know that they're all dead and they're spawning at their boat, something like that. The main spawn points you have to worry about on this one are right here and right back here. There's a few other ones right over here, but those are the 2 ones you're going to have to actually worry about. I think they can spawn in this house somewhere, not sure about that one exactly, but as long as you know that these 2 spawns are the main ones that you guys are going to see over here, that's all you really have to worry about. The other spawns, they'll spawn on the back of the boat. I'm not going to go over there because you really don't care exactly where the spawn is, but as long as you know that there's the back of the boat, and then you can see the helicopter tail over there, they'll spawn under the helicopter. But you're not going to be working that side of the map on this one, in my opinion. I mean, there's ways to do it, obviously, because they're spawning over there, but I would definitely recommend this side just because there's more head glitches and more cover. Either way, I like to work the bottom of this because you can usually pick people off coming through the door because they're just not expecting it. They'll sometimes go through this house over here, and you can pick them off from that doorway over there. I'm not sure if you guys can tell it, but if you don't know the map that well, but there's a doorway right there that they'll come out of. And also, when they spawn at that spawn that I was talking about before, you can usually poke out here and pick them off real quick by the snowmobile. I don't recommend trying to challenge them right here too much because that spawn point is really common over there if people are blocking the right side spawn at all. So they'll pick you off from your left side when you're trying to do this, but you can do it if you're feeling comfortable with it and you're not on a really high kill streak. With that being said, when they spawn over there, sometimes they'll either run through here and come to you this way, or they can also either jump over the fence or go through this other side and come up here. So that way means that you have to work the other side of this spawn. If they're trying to come this way, hopefully they're going this way so you can just pick them off and shoot them in the back, but if they start coming in here, then you're in some trouble. So you just hopefully have your sound horn good enough where if they are coming that way, you can either sit right here and wait for them to come around the corner, or just wait for them to pass you by, one of the 2. Either way, just make sure that they're not going to catch you off guard with that. This side's pretty basic though. Like I said, if you guys get a big streak over here and then you want to back up from getting these 2 spots, you want to back up, you can back up to this spot again. The only thing I recommend being careful for is, like I said, snipers will go there at the beginning. They'll also do it here after the game progresses a little bit, and if you do miss something when you're either looking this way, they can make it through over here and you have absolutely no cover from that side. So just make sure that if they are on that side, you back up even further and do something like go back down here in the trenches and wait. Obviously that side leaves you open if you're sitting right here, so back up wherever you feel comfortable at. You can back up back all the way over here or whatever. Just make sure that the people in the trenches do get picked off. That's really all I want to show you guys on this side of the map. There's other ways to do it, but that's the most reliable one in my opinion. I have a hard time getting chems on the first side of this map sometimes. Like, I'll get the streak going, but I usually don't end up getting enough kills to actually get the chem. So on the second round, you'll spawn in this area. I recommend going all the way around if you're on a streak. If you're not on a streak, just run up there and do exactly what I'm going to tell you to do after this. But if you're not on a streak, if you are on a streak, go all the way back around through here so that usually there's not as many people on the very far outside perimeter of the map. And this will let you get in their spawn a little bit easier. Obviously, like, I'm just running right through, but you probably want to check out here, make sure nobody's like looking with a sniper or LMG with tracker sight for some unknown reason, something like that that can pick you off real easy. If they are, just ask your teammates for some help maybe and continue on. This is the main side I want to work over here, this general area. When you guys watch my streams, you'll see me go up here a lot. This is kind of risky at times, depending on where your teammates are. You don't want your teammates to push the right side too hard unless you're trying to spawn camp them in the trench spawn, which I'll get to in a second. I just want to mention this because this is the most important thing in my opinion. You want to make sure that they aren't going to be able to snipe you from over here. If you're up here, just don't stay out and be like staring at something. Don't sit still. Like, make sure you're moving, poking out. If you see somebody, shoot them. If you don't, get down, because just because you don't see them doesn't mean a sniper can't pick you off from a head glitch. So I would recommend doing this a few times. If you're on a really high streak, don't do it. It's a trap. You don't want to. There's another spawn down here, which is what I was just talking about a second ago, where if you're up here, you don't have to be head glitching out here to be able to kill people in the trench. So you can see people, they'll either go out, there's a Y right here. A lot of the time they'll go out this way to try to go up to B. If they're trying to go back to their flag, then you got to go out a little bit farther, but for the most part you're still pretty well covered over here because of this tree right here. So you just pick them off right there. You can usually pick them off right in this area before they widen out too much because of that rock right there. So they'll usually be like right there. It's pretty easy to pick off. The thing you do have to be careful about when you're doing this is that you're all the way over here, so you're not having any like contendency, I want to say, with the spawn points over there and under the water wheel. So they can spawn under you right here, which if you're up here, they usually won't spawn under the water wheel though, depending on where your teammates are blocking the spawns at. So if you don't have to worry about the water wheel one as much when you're up here, I'd still recommend like listening for it. If you hear snow, they're under you. If you hear wood, they're in the cabin. I mean, it sounds obvious, but something to think about. But if you are over here picking these people off, just make sure you try to pick them off through the window. Usually they won't be head glitching it too much, but you also do have to think about that if you are shooting through there, you might shoot the wall right there, and it takes more shots to kill, so you have to get the better shot on them. You have to get just a little bit faster, etc., etc. The other spawn points that are really important, the one that I'm talking about right here, where they'll come head glitch you and try to pick you off right there, is they spawn in this corner. That spawn point is actually very, 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 very common. So like I said before about your teammates, if you have a teammate in here, they're not going to spawn here. I mean, they can, but they usually won't. If you have a teammate in here, they will usually spawn back, I think it's like right here? Not exactly sure, but if they spawn right here, they'll either try to jump over there, or they'll come in here. Either way, same deal as the wave from that side, except for they won't be head glitching it. With that being said though, you can also work this side of the map and have them spawn in things like the water wheel. The reason I like to do that is because you can walk under here, and it gives you some coverage because people usually don't check under here. So if they're spawning to your left, you go up there and poke out and try to pick them off, but you do have to worry about that your back is completely open. It seems a little bit weird, I want to say, with the map where you come out from underground like this and there's like a door right behind you that people spawn at, but it's possible. Hopefully it doesn't happen to you. But just, I don't know, try to work that a little bit, work that into your rotations a little bit. I was also using like this area a lot the other day in this corner, just because obviously they're not going to be able to shoot you through this, so if I got in trouble from that side, I would just sit in this corner real quick and then wait for them to hopefully get away from me and just think I moved off, and then go back up here and do this. It seemed to work pretty well. And if you're also working that one, then the most common spawns, like I was saying before, are the trench spawn and up there. You're not going to be able to get them from the trench as much from this area, so if you do that, if you want to get them from the trenches, which it's risky depending on how high of a kill streak you're on, you have to run this way and try to pick them off, but that leaves your entire left side open, so I wouldn't really recommend doing that. It's possible, just be aware that if you're on like a 20 plus, I wouldn't do it. If you're trying to rack up kills quick, go ahead and do it just because you got to catch up. But that's the basic idea here. I don't recommend going in this window too often for the same reason. Your entire area is open. There's so many head glitches on this side. It's something you can do though. I have a really good example video, which I will probably link in the description of this one, of me playing solo and getting a double KEM on this map. I use mainly this head glitch one. You can also see him back there. I was mainly pointing out this one over here because that's the main place you'll see him, but you also see him in the top of cabin and over there when you're up here. I think that's just about all I want to say about this map though, so hopefully it helps you guys out. I don't know, I kind of did this one in a little bit of a quick hurry before I started the stream, but hopefully it gets at least one person a KEM. But if you guys want to see something else, let me know, and I will try to put it on there. I didn't know what video, or map to do rather, for this video, because I didn't really have any recommendations that people wanted to see. But make sure if you guys do want to see another map that I haven't done yet for Blitz, let me know, and I'll try to round those up pretty soon, because I want to move on to the other game types. And yeah, let me know what else you guys are thinking about the video. Thanks for watching.